Good defense by Curry, and Patterson is off. Curry gets it ahead, but it's intercepted by George. And on a switch, puts a move, but his pass picked off. Durant tried to squeeze through, got the pass off, but picked off.
It was, did Schroeder touch him on that play? And obviously he did. Good call by the officials.
Off the turnover, George with a bad pass.
And sends the guy handling the ball to the baseline.
George, the steal. So Paul George taking it upon himself here in the third quarter. A lot on my plate right now, Don McClain. Harrell gets the ball to Lou Williams. Go inside to Harrell, knocked away.
I mean, this is amazing, folks. The numbers he's been able to put up so early here. Good poke away by Dennis Schroeder. Look what it leads to.
Oh, and Schroeder misses the cupcake.
Down on the ground, which is what it was.
Great help defense that time by Paul George. And how many times have we seen that already this year, Michael, of him in the 4 position, Michael, and expected to be a contributor. There's a steal by Paul George. Took it right away from Jackson. Nobody there, and he'll throw it down.
Gets it to Tatum. Shot clock to 7. Tatum driving on Grant. Tatum thought he was fouled.
Thunder built a 10-point lead. Under a minute to go. Caldwell goes right in the hands of Paul George.
This is what happened to the Suns in the second quarter. I was watching that ball game last night against the Grizzlies.
And another steal.
Just a lot of turnovers in that second quarter.
I'm going to crank that thing up to 4th gear.
And here you are. The speed of the game is changing with turnovers.
Thunder again, just like the first half.
That's good. Can we just have it for one play? The international rules.
How about a steal from Paul George, getting in the passing lane, too strong. Adams overran the follow.
And the rip away. Paul George steals it away from Cody Zeller, and it results in a boom and a tie score. Parker, tough chance. Zeller throws the pass away. Another steal for Oklahoma City. Tony gets it back! Wade with Tone, big fella! 4-point game, ball stolen away by Paul George. He did not have a good night offensively, but he made some nice plays tail end of the game. So did Russell Westbrook. And the Oklahoma City Thunder win here.
Here's Wall. Wall throws it, deflected and stolen by George. Ahead to Westbrook. Westbrook. Wizards to inbound with 14 on the shot clock. The new rule this year off the mix of misses on offensive.
Contorted his body, but a little too strong on the bank. Up ahead, Davis, but the pass was offline. Couldn't get it. Here's Jeremy Grant up ahead, and the two-handed stop. How do you scout Jeremy Grant? What is his game? And really, it's tough to say as that ball got poked away. Here's Westbrook, full steam ahead, goes right in mirror, touch, doesn't matter. Westbrook took a pop on the back of the head as he's slow to get up. On his trot back down, nice play, Paul George. There's Westbrook, all alone. Well, the defense has been there for Terrence Ferguson. Nice steal by Paul George.
They got numbers also.
2-on-1. Westbrook finds Ferguson. Oh, throws it down.
Behind you, dude.
Pass intended for Tristan Thompson. Just lazy pass.
Lazy pass.
Against a team that is so good on steals, and Schroeder makes him pay. Clarkson jumps. No, rebound. Thompson couldn't control it. Clarkson there for the rebound. But then they lose it. Here come the Thunder.
Quite unusual. Felt with a long three-pointer attempt. Green with the rebound, stripped by George. And here is Abunas. And way off, got glass.
Not that time.
For Ferguson, his third 3. Ball knocked away from Hart. Good play by Ferguson. Here's George. Well, here is Adams with a long jump hook. Rebounded by Clark.
That's how you lose a lead right there, by not taking advantage of the post play inside. His 16 points, 5 assists, as he keeps the pace that the point guard Westbrook does for this team normally.
Another steal by George off the one-bounce pass. Final seconds of the third.
Paul gets it down, but it's picked off. Another steal. That's number 10 for Oklahoma City as George came up short.
8th in the league. They shoot 69% as a team on free throws. They are 2 for 5 so far. Steal, Paul George, save into Patterson. Felton, good pass up ahead to Alex Abrinas. Cleveland with good defense again. After picking up his 3rd foul. And keep in mind that the Mavs have played almost the entire first half without Harrison Barnes, who picked up 3 fouls in the first 5 minutes.
Steven Adams so big, when he's that close to the rim, he'll block the sunlight.
Now George on that lob pass, which was too far for Kanter, able to keep it from going out of bounds.
Drive by Dennis Schroeder.
Construction side on a Sunday, huh?
Absolutely.
That's one of the good ones.
Oh, you picked up on that.
Yeah.
Deontay Burton is checked into the ball game here as Jackson has that pass.
Yeah, that's too far. He's too far away to throw a bullet pass right toward the front of the rim.
Jackson, George with the steal.
Two. And now he comes back late and knocks it down. Look
Bridges with the steal. But then the Suns cough it right back up. And Grant.
Schroeder and how he would fit in with this team. He told Billy Donovan when the trade went down, hey, I just want to win. I'm happy to come off the bench.
Efficiency, I mean, they just compete every single play.
Durant, another turnover.
You take it, you run. Jeremy Lamb, there's a turnover. Good pressure on the ball. Paul George waits, hesitates to the rim, and goes above the rim.
On offense, just a nice, easy play to the bucket by Schroeder.
Now Walker got around him, but Schroeder knocked it away from behind. 3, Paul George lines it up. And the rebound to Murray, but George intercepts the pass. Knifing his way, avoids Jokic and scores. That front court of Atlanta.
Man, that's what you want to see, you know, in here. High turnover out front.
George with the stop.
Quarter the other night against the Cavs, they went 10 of 16. He throws it out. Another turnover. Thunder in transition.
Andre wants it, batted away by Paul George. The big fella gets it back. Puts it on the deck. Doubled in the lane, taken away by OKC. Forecourt. Luke to the paint. His pass back outside, picked off by Paul George. George with a drive and a scoop and a score.
Throw the Clippers in there. Oh, the Clippers probably is the oh, there's a steal. Paul George on the run and he scores. Lopez, they tried to swipe it from behind. They do swipe it. That was Paul George with a defensive play and a whistle and a foul as George ran in. Lowry with 5 fouls as well. Turnover by the Bulls. Westbrook, and he threw it away again. Another turnover. Out between the circles. That's knocked away and stolen by Paul George. George to Schroeder. He blows in. The layup's good. Oh, that was a quick basket.
And when you show it to him, you got to take it back.
So it's Terrence Ferguson guarding Mitchell, who turns it over, throws it right to Paul in transition, and Paul is able to finish. Here's Donovan Mitchell. Trying to thread it inside after the pick. George looking for his teammates and had it stripped away.
Just beautiful touch that he shows.
George again got that Paul in the passing lane. Goes right at the rim, had the angle and spins it home. Just recognition, diagnosing the defense, and beating you in an array of ways. And now another steal. Paul George got one man to beat, but he leaves it up for Jeremy Grant, the follower of the flush.
Played this year is on the floor right now. They had to hoist that with about 4 on the timer. It must have hit the rim because the shot clock reset. But an empty possession. Now comes Paul George with a pull-up, and it's good.
Holiday can eat up some space on the defensive end, though. Boy, is he good contesting shots.
So they give him the 2, and then Paul George. Westbrook had to be more aggressive. That was his first field goal since the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. It was a 3. And then the Thunder force a turnover. Westbrook in transition, spins, missed the layup.
Grant trying to get over that screen. There's all kinds of contact. And then the pass got deflected. Here come the Thunder. Westbrook. Caution the better side of valor for Jeremy Grant on that particular play.
He was going pretty hard, too.
And now the steal. Thunder want to get out. Stepping into a three is George, and he buries it.
He is on fire, and the hill is still ablaze with those type of shots. Wow, that's good defense again by the Thunder, busting up that play.
Michael, you're still thinking about those offsetting texts.
Yeah, but the officials done a good job of just keeping everybody cool right now. That's going to be a turnover for the Bulls.
Game, it's like you wear this, we'll wear this, and we'll look good together.
They look really good.
Especially on the court. I mean, this a nice looking game.
Jazz give it away. Grant gets it back and puts it down with two hands. Fly it out to Donovan. Here's Mitchell on a give inside. Ingles saves it in the corner. Knocked down, taken away by George. Donovan again slices inside, drop the handle. Needs help. Stolen by George. And Ingles with the foul to stop the flow. 79-73. We pass the 5-minute mark. Donovan. That ball. Takes on Westbrook.
Oh, that could have been a sixth.
Unbelievable contact. He falls, no call. Ferguson with a three.
Change of events there.
Or I should say, so soft was the bump. Okogie was able to spring free. Offensive rebound. Gibson, though, had it knocked away.
Harden. And a turnover. George spots up for three. Got it. Diallo thought he shoved him to the ground. Good hands, Paul George getting the steal. Just stabbed it out of the air.
He has got great anticipation.
Harden tried to go between the legs of Paul George and turned it over. And a late whistle by Michael Smith, but a foul called on James Harden.
Adams is kept off the offensive glass on that go-around. And here come the Mavericks, and a throwaway by Luka. The intercept by Paul George. Number 2 in Stevens commit more turnovers a game than anybody in the league. 17 a game. There's a turnover. Oh, and another one, though. George, what anticipation. What a read to steal that outlet pass. Westbrook to the court.
And he's still in attack mode. I love that because you know he can shoot the three. Kind of set Luka Doncic up, and watch out. Here we go.
George! Being a rookie, he's 6'7". Had that cross-court pass. I don't know if that was a lob intended for DeAndre Jordan. Either way, it results in a turnover.
You know, I think he's going to continue to get better, Jeremy Grant.
Here's another interception by Paul George. Had a couple last night. Westbrook, boy, it looked like he had an angle to the rim. Instead, the ball comes back out to the perimeter, and Paul George splashes home the three. This Thunder defense has been active here in the first quarter. And another steal. Westbrook, the lob, Jeremy Grant.
I think you can overreact with guys averaging. You said 13, 14 points last year. Averaging points on a bad team.
Stevenson has ignited his team and the crowd. A little razzle-dazzle from Lance Stevenson, but that time George with the steal. Nearly stolen. Luke to Ingram. Ingram throws it up. Oh, they tried for the alley-oop. The ball couldn't quite get it.
A couple of years ago in Lonzo Ball's rookie year.
Zubats had it, lost it, and then Grant has fouled.
Deflection by Nurkic. Now he's running the break, but Paul George with the steal. Westbrook gives it up. Grant finishes off glass.
Great poke away by George, who got matched up on the much taller Mahinmi.
This one just found all parts of the rim before it dropped.
George had that one deflected, and then stepped into the passing lane on the outlet. That's going to be off.
Spurs have won 6 consecutive games at home. Losing it. Patrick Patterson is in, saves the ball. Schroeder down court. And Ferguson another three. DeRozan.
See right there defensively.
Yep.
That's all Paul George at both ends.
It's George against Mills, who holds on to the ball.
Going all the way to the back and trying to get the ball to Bellinelli. There's the steal.
It's picked up by George off to Schroeder, and White may have reached him before he got in.
And that was the foul to give. And
trying to go right at that double team. Now the pass nearly intercepted by George. It's loose. George dives for it, but then throws it right to Forbes, who got blocked from behind by Ferguson.
Right now, backpedaling to gone to their bench. Bertans is in the game.
Forces the steal on DeRozan. Thunder with numbers, 3-on-2. Westbrook charges up.
the fadeaway and that athleticism gave him the opportunity. There's
and a steal by Paul George. Russ mishandles. Collins, or rather Adams comes away with it. And now it's going to be another steal for Paul George. And Russ has it go off his fingertips.
Oh, what a wacky sequence there.
Back in for Trey. Herter looking to shoot. Goes inside, has it stolen. But Jalen Adams steals it back.
8 wins coming back from double digits down. It was a good start. Paul George's 4th steal. Grant sidestep Spillman. Oh, what a finish.
It was 31-29. Vince. And a steal by Paul George.
Oh, these guys are so good with their hands.
Schroeder.
Grant getting it done. Jeremy Grant has had a terrific season with that bucket off the steal. This is Paul George. Checks back in. That's foul number 4 on Ferguson. 3 in the last 30 seconds. Off the steal, Grant to the open court finds Westbrook. Little shot. Back comes Lonzo Ball for the Lakers. Zubac's pass picked off by George. Lakers get back down.
13 as we approach 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. McConnell got caught up in the air, and George shows you why he leads the NBA in steals.
Grant is good size for him, quick feet. Right now you have George.
And great steal by Paul George.
And a great pass.
What an outlet to Westbrook. And what a block by Butler.
As he went from the left side of the corner right to the rim.
Inside, and the pass picked off by Paul George, who leads the NBA in total steals. Now with the 3.
Adams 4 for 4. The Thunder are shooting 64%. Ntilikina, a bad pass.
There's a reason George among the leaders in steals.
Also, Al-Farouq Amino in the battle between Jeremy Grant blocks out him as well. The defense is not letting anything right now. What happened to my game when I played, and how did George get like it is? Nice challenge on that lob to the basket, a little bit high.
What has been a tightly contested game. McCollum had it knocked away and a steal by George. George got away from everybody and detonates at the rim. On the Thunder, which is the 14th foul here in the 4th quarter. Pass got deflected by George.
Oh, don't blow the whistle now.
This should be a clear path foul. This has been a fun one. It's been a tight one. There's a pass got deflected by Paul George. Hip to hip with Nurkic. All the way to the rim and he scores.
Move. The bumper?
That is what he used.
Okay, I'll buy that.
Use the bumper to play the basketball.
Thunder in transition again.
Westbrook able to sidestep Jackson and another finish at the rim.
Now Patrick Patterson draws the defensive assignment on Giannis.
Giannis spinning, lost the handle, turned it over.
But they're making him play in a crowd, Dave, which is exactly what you want to do.
Get 2 or 3 guys on him. Jeremy Grant has done a nice job on Giannis, but how about George? Bledsoe, bad pass, turnover, Grant. And Westbrook wisely pulls it out.
Ross, that pass never had a chance. Paul George misses the layup. Westbrook is there and a foul. Under one of the hottest teams in the league. Coming off a win against Milwaukee. Isaac trying to save it from out of bounds, turned it over. Gordon crossover dribble, Noel is there, good shot blocker, and then Gordon threw it away. George with another steal.
Took off quickly. 20-point lead for the Thunder. Paul George. Oh, look at that steal. What a job by Paul George. Rodney McGruder's in for Miami for the first time tonight. Same for Wayne Ellington. 4 minutes left in the game and a steal by Westbrook. The 16th Heat turnover. But George has gone for 36, 37, and 43
in his last 3 runs, and they're demonstrating that he's one of the top two-way players in the league. Comes up with the steal. Ferguson got it.
12,600. Highlights of the Thunder's best blocks of the season. Visit OKCThunder.com/blocks4bucks.
Paul George, amazing. But it was a tough play to defend.
And George collapses on Gordon. Comes up with another steal. He leads the NBA in total steals. George got it right back. Wants the three. Couldn't get it to drop, but Vucevic throws it right to George. George goes at him. No on the shot, but a foul.
Each on the floor.
Those second efforts huge against a very good defensive team like Memphis. Then the Thunder turn it up on the now in 10. Carter hand in the face from Schroeder. Trying to drive. Pass off target.
Caught that up. They had Holiday dribbling that ball for most of that possession. Here's another steal by Paul George. That's why, man, I tell you, he's got to be in the runnings for Defensive Player of the Year. He's had a couple of those lately, folks.
And the ball got deflected by Paul George from behind. And Caboclo.
Gordon sits down. Austin Rivers in, as is Iman Shumpert. Shumpert doing his first game with the Rockets after being acquired from Sacramento.
Swings it across the baseline. Oh, there's George right on point to take it away. Rodney Hood over to Aminu. Had it knocked away by George. There's another steal. Nobody with more steals in the NBA than PG.
OKC really got up, pushed the Pelicans way outside of their offensive comfort zone.
Surpassed Gary Payton as the franchise leading scorer. Another turnover. Now it's George this time, and Paul George with a layup.
That was well defended by Utah that time. George comes right back and gets a steal. He leads the league in that category.
And that's when you can find your opportunities.
Murray can't get that one to fall. And I'm interested to see this matchup because that would look personal.
Nice floater by Schroeder there.
There's a turnover on the miscommunication by the Nuggets. George on the attack.
You had the whole Nuggets defense trying to figure out where that basketball was going to go. Here's another strip here. Paul George off of Gary Harris trying to go through the legs.
Into that pick and roll. Paul George gets one to go there off the steal in transition.
Great defense. Paul George once again.
That's his 6th steal of the game.
Sometimes it's a shot you don't take. That's the best decision.
Another steal by Paul George. And he's able to get all the way to the rim.
OKC attempts the 5th most free throws, by the way. They attempt just under 26 a game, but they make the 11th most because they're the 28th worst best free throw shooting team.
This is McCollum working on Ferguson. Another turnover. Sloppy start. Schroeder closes the door. Aminu triple. Rebound, Cantor. Got it. Lost it.
Who else? The steals leader and Paul George.
Nurkic setting a screen. Adams with the deflection. Picked up by Lillard. Throws it away. Here comes George. Backpedaling and off balance is McCollum with a foul.
Westbrook's first point here in the second quarter. Jingles. Oh, so close. Oh, Crowder's there. First 14 on the shot clock. And the ball comes loose on a Utah turnover, their 9th. And the largest lead now. 44-34. Stolen. George. Oh, beautiful pass. Grant's going to run it home untouched.
This is Oklahoma City's style of game against these guys back in December. Dinwiddie on the drive, and he turned it over. Plenty of time for OKC. There they go again. Great rotation. Good defense by Schroeder.
See, they've done a great job on Harris. Harris hasn't had a good look.
Oh, George put LeVert in the weight room.
A year ago, OKC won 114-96 at home and then held off the Pacers here 100-95, and the Pacers have turned it over. George and Westbrook loses the ball. They want it in the hands of Sabonis again.
Got to get in the hands of Sabonis.
Paul George got the steal. And Collison got it back. Great read. Timeout. I can see Nate McMillan trying to get a timeout. That's a good call.
Cook. Pass deflected by George. Burton whips a pass. Morris plenty of time and hits the three-pointer. Wade tried to knife it inside to Olynyk. Now the Thunder with numbers. George leaves it off. Burton got held up.
The Thunder is starting to come to life from downtown.
Waiters the spin move. Got caught in the air, and Paul George.
He came out of college, actually didn't go to college, but had a reputation as a bit of a proficient shooter. George with the steal. On the run, whistle, block and one.
On Kawhi Leonard, taking the pressure off of Paul George.
Siakam and a turnover. Pascal with a brilliant game on the Wednesday night.
The way it normally does.
And it was with the second unit on the floor.
That's right. They forgot they had Kawhi with them.
Kawhi picks up his second foul. That was a frustration foul.
Javon Carter has that one stolen by Paul George. Trying to hit Ivan in the post, and it results in a basket for Dennis Schroeder.
I think the Pacers were looking for a kick ball. They won't get it. They'll get Westbrook at the other end, and that's going to be a jump ball on the nice defensive play.
The Thunder coming off of that loss against Denver on Friday night as those active hands produce the turnovers.
Old school basketball. We saw Paul George do that in the first half. It still works.
George saves it from going out of bounds and back-to-back turnovers.
6-3 OKC, but Lakers with the handle on the basketball, and it's thrown away. They lead in steals. This guy right there leads the NBA in steals. Paul George.
Off the glass for Steven Adams. You look at Steven Adams' numbers over the last 3 games, 20 and 10, being more aggressive, and this team can get steals and turn defense into offense really quick. JaVale McGee with the ball. JaVale McGee has 8 points for the Lakers here, especially the last 8 points as he turns the ball over.
Yeah, Paul George is waiting for that steal.
Draw and kick. Knocks it down. Shot clock at 5. Kicks to Caruso. Turnover. Raymond, can he catch it? And then now Adams with the tip. Good job by Paul George deflecting that ball.
With the Detroit Pistons, a big night for Blake Griffin, who's got 44. And as we enter the fourth quarter with a 1-point game, the Thunder forced a turnover. Schroeder all the way down the lane, going coast to coast with a left hand. You just don't see Paul George get his shot blocked all that often. But Andre Drummond's had a couple here, as has Nerlens Noel in this fourth quarter. The Thunder active hands come up with the steal.
Michael Jordan, everybody down.
But do you think the other players, like you were saying, were they telling him what he was doing wrong?
I would have to assume that there's a guy that was in the MVP discussion for a long time during the course of this season, tailed off a little bit. It'd be a welcome sight for him to get it going offensively.
We shall see. Jang for to shoot against Adams. Ball knocked away and stolen by George.
Hasn't regained that shooting form, even though you mentioned the points. Another deflection here and turnover for the Thunder.
Dancing with Grant. Drives inside. Fed to the cutting Tucker. Picked up by George and fouled by Gordon.
That's why they're getting better offensive looks, is because they're doing a good job of extending these shooters past their comfort zone.
That's a turnover in through the hands of Capella. Here's Capella, grabbed by Paul George, out to Gordon, in the corner for Tucker, bad pass, as Harden will bump George on his way to the rim.
And they won 18 of their final 20 home games. Aminu had it deflected and stolen by George, who led the NBA in steals. Lillard, Cantor couldn't handle a pass. George picks it up. George tries another three, and that one off. Schroeder gets the offensive rebound. He's ambidextrous, but I think dominant left is George comes up with a steal there. Paul George drives down a lane, and Collins fouls him.
C.J. McCollum racing, double team tracking him. He beats them both. Tried to steer it back to Aminu, trailing on the play. And Aminu caught knee-on-knee contact. He comes up hobbled. And Schroeder works the other way with the steal.
From home cooking from long distance has done the trick for OKC. Lillard threw it behind Cantor. George and foul.
Morris wide open, fires up his second three. That one's short. Turner with the board. Up ahead is Hood. Nice play by Paul George.